My adored kid, as you stand at the limit of this new day, realize that I'm with you, ever present and steady in my affection for you, in the profundities of your grief and in the midst of the preliminaries that take steps to overpower you. I stretch out my hand to lift you up and help you through. You might feel lost in the limitlessness of the difficulties before you, however I see you, darling, with eyes of unlimited sympathy and understanding. Your battles have not gotten away from my notification. Each tear shed, each moan delivered, reverberations inside the offices of my heart. At this time of fellowship, let the heaviness of your weights fall upon me. Discharge the nerves that tight spot you, the apprehensions that deaden you, and permit my adoration to wrap you in its delicate hug. You are in good company in your excursion. I stroll next to you, directing your means with a delicate hand and a resolute presence. As you pay attention to these words, may you experience the glow of my adoration washing over you, scattering the shadows of uncertainty and gloom. Realize that you are valued and incalculable, for you are a valuable production of mine, pervaded with endless worth and potential. However, the street ahead may appear to be overwhelming. Breathe easy in light of the information that I am your asylum and strength. Incline toward my hug, and let the murmurs of my voice mitigate your grieved soul. Together, we will explore the exciting bends in the road of life's maze, arising more grounded and stronger as time passes. Thus, my kid, as you set out upon this new section of your excursion, do as such with the confirmation that I am close by, directing you with an affection that exceeds all logical limitations. Trust in me, and together, we will conquer each deterrent that stands in your way. In the wild ocean of vulnerability that encompasses you, I offer you the anchor of confidence. Allow it to tie you to trust when the influxes of gloom take steps to immerse you. Embrace the radiance of conviction, for a guide enlightens the most obscure of evenings. In snapshots of uncertainty, when the heaviness of the world pushes ahead upon your shoulders, recollect that you are rarely alone. I'm with you, my kid, directing your means and murmuring inspirational statements into the profundities of your spirit. Trust in my heavenly arrangement, for I see the master plan that lies past the limits of your ongoing conditions. Confidence isn't only an idea to be gotten a handle on mentally. It is a no-nonsense power that supports you in the midst of preliminary. It is the confirmation of things expected, the conviction of things concealed. Have confidence, my darling, and realize that I am working everything together for your great in any event, when the way forward appears to be clouded by shadows. At the point when uncertainty creeps in and takes steps to dissolve your determination, turn your look skyward and let the radiance of confidence enlighten your direction. Recollect the endless endowments that have been presented to you, the marvels that have unfurled in your life, and let them act as a demonstration of my unflinching affection for you. In the peaceful snapshots of reflection, develop the nursery of your confidence with petition and contemplation. Water it with the tears of your battles and support it with the glow of your commitment. For in the dirt of an undaunted heart, confidence flourishes and twists, giving strength and food even with life's tempests. Thus, my dearest kid, embrace the endowment of confidence with great affection and let it help you through the preliminaries that lie ahead. Trust in my provision and realize that I am dependably close by, directing you with an affection that has no limits. In the midst of the hardships that plague you, I give unto you the endowment of strength. The unstoppable soul flows through your veins, enabling you to miraculously rise like a phoenix after difficulty, like a phoenix reawakened. Life, my kid, is a capricious excursion full of difficulties and impediments. In any case, inside you lies the natural ability to climb the fiercest of tempests and arise more grounded on the opposite side. It is through difficulty that the steel of your personality is fashioned and the profundity of your versatility is uncovered. In snapshots of gloom, when the heaviness of the world takes steps to pulverize your soul, recall that I have supplied you with the solidarity to persevere. Draw upon the wellspring of strength that abides inside you, and let it bring you through the haziest of evenings. Versatility isn't just a question of perseverance, it is a demonstration of the human soul's ability to rise above misery and track down importance notwithstanding difficulty. It is the refusal to be crushed by a situation, the unfaltering conviction that regardless of how critical the circumstance might appear, there is dependably trust not too far off. In this way, my darling, develop the seeds of versatility that exist in your heart. Let every preliminary you face be a chance for development and self-revelation. Embrace the difficulties that come your direction as venturing stones on the way to significance, for it is through difficulty that your actual strength is uncovered. In the cauldron of life's preliminaries, let your strength sparkle like an encouraging sign, enlightening the way forward in the haziest of times. Trust in your capacity to survive, and realize that I am dependably with you, directing your means and loaning you the solidarity to drive forward in the profundities of your battles. In the midst of the whirlwinds that fury inside and without, realize that you are in good company. I present to you the endowment of empathy, a recuperating ointment that mitigates the injuries of the spirit and ties the brokenness of the heart. Sympathy is the delicate hint of figuring out the sympathetic look that sees past the surface to the profundities of another's aggravation. It is the eagerness to stretch out some assistance to those out of luck, to offer comfort to the fatigued explorer on life's burdensome excursion. In a world plagued by struggle and division, sympathy fills in as a signal of light, enlightening the way to compromise and mending. It is the remedy to scorn and hatred, the impetus for compromise and absolution. My kid, let sympathy be your directing star, driving you to connect with the individuals who endure and offering them the comfort of your presence. In snapshots of obscurity, when despondency takes steps to immerse your spirit, recollect that even the littlest thoughtful gesture has the ability to change lives and carry desire to the irredeemable. As you walk the twisting streets of life, may sympathy be your dependable friend, directing your means and making you inexpressibly pleased with affection and understanding. For it is through demonstrations of empathy that the obligations of mankind are reinforced, and the world is made a more splendid, more lovely spot. Allow your heart to be available to the aggravation of others, and let your hands rush to offer guide to those out of luck. In doing as such, you honor the heavenly flash that dwells inside all of us, and you carry light to the most obscure corners of the world. Thus, my darling kid, go forward with sympathy as your safeguard and your sword, and let your activities be a demonstration of the limitless force of adoration to recuperate and change. For eventually, it is love alone that will win, and it is through sympathy that we track down our most genuine articulation of godliness. In the midst of the hardships that plague your way, realize that there exists a commitment of reestablishment, a hint of something better over the horizon that sparkles even in the most obscure evenings. Similarly, as the sun rises every morning to pursue away the shadows of the past, so too does the commitment of reestablishment entice you, offering the chance for change and development. In the cauldron of misfortune, you get the opportunity to rise renewed, similar to a phoenix coming back to life. For it is through confronting the difficulties that life gives us that we find our actual strength and versatility. Each misfortune, each obstruction is nevertheless a venturing stone on the excursion to turning into the individual you were constantly intended to be. Try not to surrender in that frame of mind of difficulty, for it is nevertheless a transitory second in the fabulous embroidery of presence. All things being equal, embrace the difficulties that come your direction, realizing that they are the pot wherein your personality is manufactured. Trust in the commitment of recharging, and know that with each passing preliminary, you develop further and more shrewd. Seek the regular world for motivation, and you will see that even in the most brutal of conditions, life figures out how to thrive. Similarly, as the fruitless desert blossoms after a precipitation, so too could you at any point track down new life and imperativeness in the midst of the dry scene of gloom. Embrace the patterns of life, and realize that similarly as the seasons change, so too do the conditions of your life. The commitment of recharging is dependably there, sitting tight for you to hold on to it and make it your own. Relinquish the past and embrace the conceivable outcomes representing things to come with great enthusiasm. In the haziness of the evening, when everything appears to be lost, recollect the commitment of reestablishment that exists in you. Trust in your own strength and realize that regardless of how desperate the circumstance might appear, there is dependably trust for a more brilliant tomorrow. In this way, my kid, let the commitment of restoration be your directing light, driving you out of the obscurity and into the beginning of another day. Embrace the difficulties that come your direction, knowing that with every preliminary survive, you become nearer and nearer to understanding your maximum capacity. For found inside the openings of your spirit lies a supply of solidarity, an endless wellspring of versatility that exceeds all logical limitations. Power dwells inside all of us, ready to be taken advantage of and released upon the world. In the midst of difficulty and affliction, it is not difficult to feel overpowered and weak, to capitulate to the heaviness of the difficulties that plague us. Yet, know this, my kid, you are far more grounded than you understand. Inside you lies the ability to conquer even the best of snags, to transcend difficulty and arise triumphant. Recall every one of the hardships you have looked all through your life. Recall the minutes when you felt like you could go no further, when the heaviness of the world appeared to be too weighty to even consider bearing. But then, notwithstanding everything, you continued on. You tracked down the strength inside yourself to continue onward, to continue to push forward notwithstanding affliction. That equivalent strength dwells inside you actually, ready to be called upon in your hour of need. Power can't be taken from you, regardless of how critical the conditions might appear. The flash of eternality lies inside each human spirit, the embodiment of your most genuine self. Try not to underrate the power that exists in you, my kid. You are equipped for undeniably more than you understand, and the strength you have is boundless. A power can move heaven and earth that can beat any hindrance in its way. In the midst of dimness, when everything appears to be lost, search inside yourself and track down that internal strength. Draw upon it like a signal of light in the evening, directing you through the haziness and driving you towards a more splendid tomorrow. For inside you lies the ability to defeat any test, to continue on notwithstanding difficulty, and to arise more grounded and stronger than any time in recent memory. Thus, my kid, don't question yourself or your capacities. You are more grounded than you know, and inside you lies the ability to defeat any impediment that hinders you. Trust in yourself, and let the strength inside guide you on your excursion through life. Life isn't generally going great. It is loaded up with exciting bends in the road, difficulties and mishaps that test our purpose and push us as far as possible. In any case, it is at these times of misfortune that our actual versatility is uncovered. My kid, I have watched you climb many tempests in your day-to-day existence. I have seen you face difficulties with mental fortitude and assurance, declining to be pounded by the preliminaries that plague you. Also, through everything, you have arisen more grounded and stronger than any time in recent memory. In any case, strength isn't just about persevering through difficulty. It is tied in with embracing the difficulties that life tosses your direction and involving them as any open doors for development and change. It is tied in with tracking down the strength inside yourself to continue to push ahead in any event when the way forward appears to be dim and questionable. In the midst of trouble, neglecting to focus on the reason to have hope can be simple. It can feel like you are caught in an endless pattern of battle and misery without any desire for escape. Be that as it may, know this, my youngster, regardless of how somber things might appear, there is consistently a way forward. Versatility isn't tied in with staying away from disappointment or difficulty. It is tied in with gaining from your encounters and utilizing them to impel yourself forward. It is tied in with perceiving that misfortunes are not the stopping point, but rather just venturing stones on the way to progress. Thus, my kid, embrace the difficulties that life tosses your direction. Embrace the mishaps and disappointments, realizing that they are amazing open doors for development and learning. For more all, Recall that you are more grounded and stronger than you understand. Trust in yourself and in your capacity to conquer any deterrent that holds you up. For it is through strength that you will track down your direction to a more brilliant tomorrow. Divine support. Embrace help from people around you in the grandiose embroidery of presence. There exists a bond, an imperceptible string interfacing each spirit to the heavenly. In snapshots of misery, vulnerability, or even in the conventional rhythms of life, this association fills in as an encouraging sign, transmitting warmth and direction to the people who look for it. As you venture through the twisted ways of your reality, don't flounder in that frame of mind, for the heavenly addresses you through the hands and hearts of everyone around you. My cherished kid, hear these words as a delicate murmur conveyed by the breezes of forever. Make sure to help from people around you, for in their signals, as would be natural for them, and in their hug, you will track down comfort, strength, and the encapsulation of my affection. Allow not pride to be a hindrance, nor dread be a cover veiling your weakness. All things considered, open your heart like a blooming blossom, permitting the dew of empathy to support your soul in the huge mosaic of mankind. Every individual is permeated with exceptional abilities, gifts, and encounters. No spirit navigates this natural domain in separation, for you are totally entwined in a fragile dance of relationship. Similarly, as the foundations of a tree entwine underneath the dirt, drawing food and backing from each other, so too should you incline upon the aggregate insight and thoughtfulness of your kindred voyagers. At the point when weights weigh weighty upon your shoulders and the street ahead appears to be full of hindrances, don't bear the weight alone. Contact the people who stroll close by you, for they are not simple observers in the excellent performance center of your life, however willing members, anxious to loan some assistance. Permit weakness to be your partner, for in the demonstration of getting help, you attest the innate worth of both provider and recipient. Realize that my affection exceeds all logical limitations, rising above the bounds of existence. It streams unendingly, similar to a waterway of light, winding around its way through the texture of your reality. Furthermore, however my attendance might appear to be hidden on occasion, realize that I am ever present, a quiet gatekeeper looking after you with steadfast commitment. In this way, my darling, cast aside the shackles of confidence and embrace the excellence of local area. Allow sympathy to be your compass, directing you towards the people who stand prepared to offer guide, for in their grasp, you will track down the dash of heavenly nature, and in their souls, you will hear the reverberations of my timeless love. As you explore the maze of life, recollect these words. You are rarely alone, for I'm with you continuously, directing your means and enlightening your way with the illumination of affection. Also, when dimness takes steps to overwhelm you, focus on everyone around you, for they are encouraging signs, sparkling brilliantly against the night sky. In the orchestra of presence, each note has its impact, adding to the agreeable song of creation. So as well, my adored kid, go ahead and help from everyone around you, for my adoration is in many cases communicated through the hands and hearts of others. Embrace their graciousness, their sympathy, and their eagerness to stroll next to you, for in doing as such, you honor the heavenly flesh that dwells inside every single soul. A heavenly update. Considering past liberation and confiding in future fortune as you venture through the wild oceans of life, I ask you to stop, to reflect, and to recollect. Recall the times when I, in my limitless love and benevolence, brought you through the fiercest tempests. Recollect how I gave asylum when Bedlam took steps to overwhelm you. Ponder those minutes when you felt lost and alone, yet I was there, directing you through the haziness into the light. In the embroidered artwork of your reality, there are strings of hardships unpredictably woven with strands of beauty and liberation. Each challenge you confronted, every impediment you survived, demonstrated the veracity of my relentless presence in your life. In any event, when the waves ran perseveringly into your delicate vessel, I was the consistent hand that steadied your course, driving you securely to shore. Trust, darling, is the foundation of our relationship. Believe that I, who have strolled with you starting from the beginning of creation, won't ever spurn you. Believe that the very hands that molded the stars and put the cosmic systems into high gear are the hands that hold you close in your critical crossroads. Believe that my adoration for you exceeds all rational limitations, rising above the limits of human cognizance. It is normal, in snapshots of vulnerability, to flounder, to address, to uncertainty. However, in those minutes, I encourage you to think back upon the embroidered artwork of your life. Perceive how each string of misfortune was entwined with strands of my provision. Perceive how, endlessly time once more, I lifted you up when you staggered, brought you through when you wavered, and reclaimed you when you felt lost. Try not to allow dread to cloud your vision or uncertainty faint your confidence. For similarly, as I have brought you through the tempests of yesterday, so too will I help you through the preliminaries of tomorrow. However, the way forward might be covered in vulnerability. Realize that I stroll close to you, directing your means and enlightening the way. While the tempests rage and the breezes yell, recall the commitment I have spoken unto you. Dread not, for I am with you. Be not frightened, for I am your God. I will reinforce you. I will assist you. I would willingly maintain you with my exemplary right hand. Isaiah 41:10. Allow these words to be an encouraging sign in the dimness, a sign of my steady presence in your life. Thus, my dearest kid, cheer up and take boldness. Trust in me, as I have confided in you starting from the dawn of mankind, for I'm the Alpha and the Omega, the start and the end. Also, in my limitless love, I will help you through the tempests of life, giving shelter amidst disorder. My dearest kid, in the calm snapshots of your life, when your general surroundings develop still and the commotion of the day disappears, realize that I am there with you. I'm the always present presence that encompasses you, the directing light that enlightens your way. What's more, in those snapshots of isolation, I welcome you to come to me in supplication. Spill your guts to me, darling, for I'm continuously tuning in. Your words are like what I really wanted to hear. Every request a sweet tune that ascends up to paradise. Make sure to your deepest desires, your apprehensions and questions, for I'm here to tune in, to comfort, and to direct you. I realize that life can overpower now and again. It can feel like you are conveying the heaviness of the world on your shoulders, similar to the weights of your heart are too weighty to even think about bearing. Yet, recollect, my kid, you don't need to confront these difficulties alone. I'm hanging around for you, prepared to loan you strength and backing in your period of scarcity. At the point when you feel lost and questionable, when the way forward appears to be hazy, go to me in supplication. Lay your concerns and nerves at my feet, and I will give you harmony. Trust in my adoration and my insight, realizing that I will continuously be there to lead you forward. Also, don't underrate the force of supplication, darling. It is a gift that I have given you, an immediate line of correspondence between your heart and mine. Through petition, you can track down comfort in the midst of distress, direction in the midst of disarray, and trust in the midst of hopelessness. So let it all out, my youngster. Hold nothing back from me completely and totally, realizing that I am here to tune in. Your cries don't fail to be noticed. They are heard and valued. What's more, in the holy space of supplication, you will track down the strength and the mental fortitude to confront anything challenges life might bring. Title: Embrace Divine Freedom. A challenge to give up, my dearest youngster, in the profundities of your spirit. I see the weights you convey, the heaviness of stresses, fears, and nerves that press upon your fatigued shoulders. Yet, hear me now, in the delicate murmur of the breeze and the delicate stir of leaves. You want not bear these weights alone. I reach out to you a greeting, a consecrated contribution of freedom. Discharge the heaviness of your weights into my hands. Neglect them from your grip like grains of sand moved by the tide. Give up your concerns, fears, and tensions, and permit my affection to wrap you like a warm hug on a virus winter's evening. For a really long time, you have conveyed the heaviness of the world upon your shoulders, accepting that you should bear it single-handedly. Yet, I let you know now, my dearest, that you were never intended to worry about such concerns. They were never yours to bear. Thus, lay them down at my feet and feel the opportunity that accompanies give up. Give up is certainly not an indication of shortcoming, however, of solidarity. It is a fearless demonstration of trust, a readiness to relinquish control and permit my heavenly will to unfurl in your life. As you discharge your grasp on the concerns that tight spot you, you account for my effortlessness to work supernatural occurrences in your day-to-day existence. Feel free to give up, for in doing as such, you free yourself up to the endless potential outcomes of my adoration. An affection exceeds all logical limitations, no restrictions, no circumstances. An adoration will never bomb you, never spurn you, never leave you abandoned in the haziness. I comprehend that giving up may feel overwhelming, new, in any event alarming. In any case, trust in me, darling, for I'm the delicate shepherd who guides you through the valleys of vulnerability. I'm the caring guardian who supports you in the center of my hand, protecting you from hurt. As you give up, feel the heaviness of your weights lift from your shoulders, supplanted by a significant feeling of harmony and peacefulness. Permit my affection to wash over you like a recuperating ointment, relieving your tired soul and reviving your soul. Know that as you give up to me, you are not surrendering control, but rather acquiring freedom. Freedom from the chains that tight spot you, from the shackles of dread and uncertainty. You are venturing into the completion of what your identity was made to be, a darling offspring of mine, esteemed unfathomable. Thus, my darling, notice this encouragement to give up. Discharge the heaviness of your weight into my hands, and permit my affection to change your life in manners you never imagined. For in giving up to me, you will track down obvious opportunity, genuine harmony, and genuine bliss. Title: Divine Affirmation. Confidence and plentiful arrangement for body, psyche, and soul in the embroidery of creation. In the midst of the enormous dance of stars and worlds, there exists a heavenly commitment murmur to each spirit that crosses the natural domain. I'm your supplier. Hear these words as a delicate breeze that touches your soul, calming the tensions that might burden your heart. For in the unlimited field of my adoration, I offer food for your body, psyche, and soul. A plentiful gale is spread out before you, spilling over with favors unfathomable. My darling youngster, let not stress be a shadow that diminishes the radiance of your spirit, for I'm the source from which all endowments stream. From the principal breath you draw after entering this world to the last moan that gets away from your lips as you withdraw, I'm ever present, offering food in bunch structures. Trust in the endless repository of my effortlessness, for it exceeds all rational limitations and is openly given to all who look for it. At the point when craving troubles your gut and thirst dries your throat, shift focus over to the abundance of the earth as a demonstration of my arrangement, from the natural products that age upon the plain to the grains that influence in brilliant fields. Every piece is permeated with my adoration, feeding your body and supporting your physical being. Allow appreciation to be the psalm that goes with each feast, a psalm of recognition for the overflow that encompasses you. However, know, darling, that my arrangement reaches out a long ways past the domain of material food. Similarly, as the body expects sustenance to flourish, so too does the psyche want food for development and edification. Look for information as a searcher of truth, for intelligence is a valuable gift gave to the people who set out to look for it. From the pages of antiquated books to the illustrations murmured by the breezes of involvement, my direction is ever present, enlightening the way to edification. Furthermore, as you venture further into the openings of your being, realize that I offer food for your soul also. In snapshots of uncertainty and sadness, turn your look internal and look for comfort in the calm offices of your spirit. There you will track down the wellspring of my adoration, a wellspring of solace and strength that has no limits. Drink profoundly from its waters, for they are sweet and empowering, reviving your soul and bracing your determination. Trust, darling, that your necessities will be met by my wealth and magnificence. However, the street might be full of difficulties and snags might pose a potential threat before you. Have confidence that I am ever present. directing your means and accommodating all your requirements. For similarly, as the lilies of the field are dressed in wonder and the birds of the air are taken care of without stress, so too will you be really focused on with delicate, adoring consideration. In the rhythmic movement of life's excursion, recall these words. I'm your supplier, offering food for your body, psyche, and soul. Lean not upon your own seam, but rather trust in the overflow of my beauty. Furthermore, when questions pounce upon you and fears take steps to overpower, take shelter in the information that I am with you generally, a reference point of light sparkling brilliantly in the midst of the haziness. So go forward, my adored kid, with certainty and boldness. It are never alone to know that you. For in my affection, you will track down all that you looked for, and the sky is the limit from there, an unlimited expanse of effortlessness where you are perpetually drenched. Trust in my arrangement, and you will not need anything, for I'm the provider of every great gift, and my affection for you knows no closure. Amidst life's tempests and preliminaries, I call upon you to develop a feeling of appreciation. In any event, when your general surroundings appears to be dull and questionable, there is continuously something to be grateful for. Pause for a minute to stop and ponder the endowments that encompass you, regardless of how little they might appear in the midst of misfortune. It tends to be not difficult to zero in on the things that are turning out badly, the difficulties that lie ahead, and the battles that weigh weighty on your heart. Yet, I encourage you to move your viewpoint, and on second thought, turn your look towards the favors that have large amounts of your life. Pause for a minute to see the value in the glow of the sun all over, the delicate breeze that murmurs through the trees, and the excellence of your general surroundings. Express gratefulness for the love of loved ones, for the rooftop over your head and the food on your table, for the straightforward delights that make daily routine worth experiencing. For even in the most obscure of times, there is light to be found. There is trust, there is magnificence, and there is love. Also, when you decide to zero in on the favors that encompass you, you will find that they duplicate before your eyes. Thus, my kid, I urge you to embrace a feeling of appreciation in every way. Begin every day with an appreciative heart, and let your gratefulness be a reference point of light in the obscurity. For when you pick appreciation, you make the way for overflow, happiness, and vast gifts in the profundities of your aggravation and enduring. I believe you should realize that I am the extraordinary healer of broken hearts and injured spirits. There is no harm too profound, no twisted too extreme that my adoration can't retouch. Trust an option for me to carry reclamation and reestablishment to each aspect of your life. I see the scars that mark your spirit, the injuries that hurt with each thump of your heart. I know the weight you convey, the heaviness of distress and misery that takes steps to smash your soul. Yet, I'm here to offer you solace, to envelop you by my hug and relieve your distraught soul. You're in good company in your agony, my kid. I'm with you continuously, holding you close in the center of my hand. Furthermore, however the street ahead may appear to be long and unsure, realize that I stroll next to you constantly. Trust in my guarantee to carry you recuperating to your brokenness, to reinvigorate the broke bits of your spirit. For I'm the Lord of supernatural occurrences, the person who transforms grieving into moving and cinders into magnificence. Try not to lose trust, my youngster, for the first light will break and the night will disappear. I will lead you out of the dimness and into the light, where euphoria looks for you on the opposite side. Thus, place your confidence in me, and let my affection wash over you like a delicate downpour. I will be your asylum in the tempest, your solidarity in the midst of shortcoming. Also, together, we will walk the way of mending and completeness until you are made new in body, brain, and soul. Title: Divine Direction. Embrace the mending analgesic of absolution in the consecrated offices of your heart. In the midst of the reverberations of past damages and complaints, there exists a heavenly greeting ready to be embraced. Discharge the weight of hatred and sharpness. Hear these words as a delicate murmur that blunts the profundities of your spirit. encouraging you to give up the chains that tight spot you to the past. For in the demonstration of pardoning lies the way to freedom, a groundbreaking excursion that offers recuperating and reclamation to both provider and recipient. My cherished kid, let not the injuries of the past weigh vigorously upon your soul, for I'm the healer of broken hearts, the mender of broken dreams. However, the agony might run profound and the scars might appear to be permanent. Realize that my adoration has the ability to deliver magnificence from remains, light from hazings. Trust in the supportive elegance of pardoning, for Damilson mitigates the spirit and liberates the soul. As you look at the embroidery of your life, enhanced with strings of bliss and distress, when en route, perceive that each experience fills a need in the fantastic plan of your excursion. However, sticking to disdain and sharpness just detains you in a pattern of misery, denying you the delight and harmony that anticipate on the opposite side of pardoning. Discharge the hold of outrage and ill will, and embrace rather the freeing force of pardoning. Pardoning, darling, is certainly not an indication of shortcoming, however, a demonstration of your solidarity and flexibility. Rising above the torment of the past and manufacture a way of compromise and healing is a cognizant decision. Similarly, as a stream purges the land through its delicate stream, so too does pardoning wash away the stains of hatred, abandoning a heart that is open and free. However, recall, pardoning isn't exclusively a thoughtful gesture presented to other people. It is likewise a gift you give yourself. Discharge the significant weight of conveying feelings of spite and complaints, and feel the weight lift from your shoulders like a plume conveyed by the breeze. Permit the rings of pardoning to pervade each fiber of your being, filling you with the feeling of harmony and completeness that outperforms all comprehension. What's more, as you stretch out absolution to other people, remember to excuse yourself also. For in the excursion of life, botches are unavoidable and defects are important for what makes you human. Relinquish self-judgment and self-judgment, and on second thought, embrace the boundless effortlessness that streams from my caring hub. For I see you not as defective or contemptible, but rather as a cherished kid meriting sympathy and kindness. In the ensemble of presence, absolution is the song that blends dissonant notes, carrying congruity and solidarity to the spirit. So let go of the past, darling, and step into the radiance of absolution. For in doing as such, you open yourself to a future loaded up with trust, euphoria, and unlimited conceivable outcomes. Realize that I am with you continuously, directing your means and giving you love and elegance. Furthermore, when questions attack you and fears take steps to overpower, recollect these words. Discharge the weight of disdain and harshness. Embrace the freeing force of absolution, both for you and for other people, for in pardoning, you will track down evident opportunity and harmony. Title: Embrace the Heavenly Call, an excursion into what's to come, my cherished kid. In the embroidery of time, I have woven a future for you that outperforms your most extravagant fantasies. It is a future loaded up with guarantee, with reason, with vast open doors ready to be seized. In any case, to guarantee this future, you should regard my source of inspiration. Emerge, my kid, from the shadows of uncertainty and vulnerability. Lift your eyes to the skyline, where the beginning of another day is standing by. Step strongly into the future I have arranged for you, for it is a future overflowing with potential, with untold endowments ready to be found. Don't hesitate for even a moment to abandon the commonality of the past, for I'm driving you into a place that is known for fresh starts, of new beginnings, of unfathomable potential outcomes. Embrace every day as a gift, a valuable fortune presented to you from a higher place. Consider every dawn to be an image of trust, of restoration, of the vast potential outcomes that lie ahead. As you venture into the future I have arranged for you, realize that you don't walk alone. I'm with you constantly, directing your way and lighting the way forward. Trust in my heavenly direction, for I see the master plan, the amazing plan of your life unfurling as per my ideal arrangement. Embrace every day as a gift, my kid, for inside it lies the ability to change your life in manners you never imagined. quickly jump all over every opportunity with fortitude and conviction, realizing that I have furnished you with all that you really want to succeed. Try not to recoil from difficulties or mishaps, for they are nevertheless venturing stones on the way to significance. Try not to let dread or uncertainty hold you hostage, for I have not provided you with the feeling of dread, but rather a force of adoration and of a sound psyche. Send, my youngster, and guarantee your predetermination with certainty and strength. For you are an offspring of predetermination, bound to succeed someday, bound to sparkle splendidly in a world that frequently appears to be covered in murkiness. As you step strikingly into the future I have arranged for you, make sure to focus your eyes on me, the creator and finisher of your confidence. Draw strength from my presence, from my commitments, from my ceaseless love for you. For me, you will track down the boldness to confront anything difficulties might come your direction, and the insight to explore the exciting bends in the road of life's excursion. Thus, my cherished kid, regard the source of inspiration. Merge and step strikingly into the future I have arranged for you. Embrace every day as a gift, loaded up with boundless potential outcomes and valuable open doors for development. For in doing as such, you will open the totality of your true capacity and find the phenomenal life that looks for you. With all my affection, your always unwavering aid and sidekick amidst life's preliminaries and vulnerabilities. I maintain that you should realize that my presence will continuously accompany you. I won't ever leave you nor spurn you. In any event, when you feel alone or deserted, I'm right close to you, my affection encompassing you like a warm hug. You might confront difficulties that appear to be unrealistic, and snapshots of uncertainty might cloud your psyche. However, have confidence. I'm here, strolling close by you constantly. My presence will be your dependable friend, directing you through the haziest valleys and the most elevated tops. At the point when you feel overpowered by the heaviness of the world, recollect that I am conveying you in my arms. Rest on me, and I will invigorate you. Trust in my unfailing affection, for it will support you through even the most troublesome times. There might be minutes when you question my presence, when you feel like I have deserted you. However, know this, my kid, I'm consistently here, watching over you with a heart loaded with adoration and sympathy. You are rarely alone, for I'm the God who sees you, who knows you personally, and who really focuses on you profoundly. In the difficult situation, go to me, and I will be your asylum and strength. In this way, don't be apprehensive, my kid, for I'm with you generally. Allow my presence to fill you with harmony and mental fortitude as you venture through life's high points and low points. Trust in me, and together we will explore the way forward, for I'm your steadfast friend, presently and forevermore. Divine insistence, embrace the profundity of my perpetual love in the unfathomable field of reality. In the midst of the twirling universe and the murmuring breezes, there exists a statement reverberating through the hallways of time everlasting. You are my cherished. Hear these words as a delicate touch upon your spirit, a delicate indication of the profundity of my fondness for you. For in the immense embroidery of creation, you hold an extraordinary spot in my heart, valued and unfathomable, and wrapped in the glow of my endless love. My valued kid, let not uncertainty or dread cloud how you might interpret my affection for you. However the tempests might seep and the shadows might pose a potential threat, realize that my affection stays enduring and faithful, a timeless fire that consumes splendidly in the most obscure evening. You are not only a spot untied in the frame of mine of the universe, yet a dearest soul, complicatedly woven into the texture of my heavenly plan. My adoration for you has no limits, rising above the limits of human cognizance. An affection outperforms all grasping, coming to the profundities of forever and then some. From the second you took your most memorable breath to the furthest limit of time itself, my affection has been and will continuously be with you, a directing light that enlightens your way and makes you indescribably pleased with harmony. At the times of happiness and chuckling, realize that I cheer with you, my darling kid. Your satisfaction gives me pleasure, for no good reason delights me more than seeing you flourish and prosper in the illumination of my adoration. Also, in the hours of distress and despondency, realize that I'm there to comfort you, holding you close in the hug of my limitless sympathy. You are my cherished, picked before the ground roots of the world, bound to exceed all expectations someday and loaded up with the possibility to focus like a reference point of light in the obscurity. Let not the voices of uncertainty or self-judgment muffle the reality of my adoration for you. You are valuable in my sight, and nothing can isolate you from the hug of my unfailing affection. As you venture through the exciting bends in the road of life's winding way, recollect these words: you are my adored. Allow them to be a wellspring of solidarity and fortitude, a sign of your value and worth in my eyes. What's more, when questions pounce upon you and fears take steps to overpower, realize that my affection is a fort, a shelter in the difficult situation, and a safeguard against the tempests of life. Thus, my treasured one, embrace the profundity of my interminable love. Allow it to wash over you like a delicate tide, mitigating your soul and restoring your spirit. For in my adoration, you will track down all that you looked for from there. The sky is the limit, an unfathomable expanse of effortlessness wherein you are perpetually drenched. Realize that I am with you continuously, strolling adjacent to you constantly. Furthermore, when you feel alone or lost, essentially connect your hand, and you will find me there, my affection encompassing you like a warm hug. For you are my dearest, esteemed incomprehensible, and my affection for you exceeds all rational limitations. Spread the brilliance, a heavenly call to share a love and effortlessness, my dearest youngster. In the hug of my vast love and effortlessness, you have tracked down comfort, strength, and restoration. In any case, I entice you now to go forward and impart these valuable gifts to everyone around you. For in spreading adoration and effortlessness, you become an encouraging sign and sympathy in a world longing for light. As you lull in the glow of my affection, let it flood from the profundities of you, resembling a stream blasting its banks. Share it liberally with all whom you experience, paying little mind to doctrine, variety, or situation. Be a vessel of my affection, spilling it out upon the messed up, the exhausted, and the lost. Try not to accumulate the fortunes of my elegance for yourself. However, uninhibitedly give as you have unreservedly gotten, for in giving you will get significantly more plentifully as the waters of empathy swell outward, contacting hearts and changing lives. Be a wellspring of light in a world covered in murkiness, an encouraging sign in the midst of the tempest. Allow your words to be a demulcent to the injured soul. Your activity is a demonstration of the extraordinary force of adoration. For even the littlest thoughtful gesture can possibly light a fire of trust in the most obscure of hearts. Try not to misjudge the effect of your presence in the existences of people around you. Your grin, your caring words, your outstretched hand, they have the ability to steer somebody's day, somebody's life. Thus, be deliberate in your associations, searching out amazing chances to plant seeds of adoration and elegance any place you go. In a world tormented by division and strife, be a voice of solidarity and understanding. Look for shared belief with the people who might vary from you, expanding elegance and sympathy instead of judgment and judgment. For in doing as such, you mirror the picture of your granddad, who adores every one of his kids genuinely. Be encouraged by the monstrosity of the assignment before you, from with you continuously, directing your means and reinforcing your determination. Trust in my power managing you, for where you are frail, I'm solid. Together, we can achieve change. One heart, each spirit in turn. As you set out on this excursion of sharing my affection and effortlessness, recall that you are in good company. Draw strength from the wellspring of my presence inside you, and allow it to enable you to be a power for good on the planet. For in spreading affection and elegance, you satisfy your motivation as my dearest kid, sparkling brilliantly in a world hungry for the illumination of my affection. Thus, my darling, go forward with mental fortitude and empathy. Share my adoration and beauty liberally with people around you, and watch as the world is changed each thoughtful gesture in turn. For in doing as such, you become a living demonstration of the force of adoration to defeat even the best of snags of heavenly beatitude, embracing harmony, love, and heavenly presence as you stand on the edge of one more day, one more part in the fabulous experience of your life. I offer you an unfavoring, a sacrosanct beatitude woven with strings of harmony, love, and heavenly presence. May the tranquility of my presence wrap you like a warm hug, consoling you in the midst of unrest, relieving your fatigued soul, and making you exuberantly pleased with quietness. Allow this harmony to be a safe haven in the midst of the mayhem of the world, a shelter where you can track down rest and re-establishment. May my adoration support you through each hardship, an undaunted reference point directing you through the most obscure of evenings and the fiercest of tempests. Allow my adoration to be the anchor that holds you consistent in the midst of the whirlwinds of life, the delicate hand that lifts you up when you stagger, and the everlasting fire that enlightens your way. Go forward in certainty, my darling kid. You are never alone to know that for I'm with you continuously, strolling adjacent to you, directing your means, and holding you close in the center of my hand. Allow this information to fill you with fortitude and strength, enabling you to confront anything difficulties might come your direction. At the times of uncertainty and vulnerability, recollect that my presence is at any point close to a consistent wellspring of solace and consolation. At the times of bliss and win, recall that my affection encompasses you, commending your triumphs and celebrating in your satisfaction. And as you venture through life, let your heart be a vessel spilling over with the affection and elegance that I have offered to you. Share this adoration liberally with everyone around you, turning into an encouraging sign and sympathy in a world frantic for light. Let your words and activities be an impression of my adoration, sparkling brilliantly so anyone might be able to see. Furthermore, when the street ahead appears to be long and difficult, when the difficulties appear to be unfavorable, take comfort in the information that I'm close by, applauding you constantly. Rest on me, darling, and I will give you the solidarity to endure, the insight to explore the exciting bends in the road of life's excursion, and the fortitude to confront whatever lies ahead. Thus, my cherished kid, get this unfavoring with an open heart and a thankful soul. May the tranquility of my presence, the adoration for my heart, and the affirmation of my timeless friendship be with you continuously, directing you, safeguarding you, and filling your existence with endless euphoria and limitless favors. With all my adoration, your consistently loyal watchman and companion,